Hey, I'm Zach, Johnny's producer on his podcast, Masters of Wealth. Today on the show, Johnny's kicking off the podcast with our very own Crystal Wimbrey, Johnny's partner in crime since 1993 and avid philanthropist, who decided to pursue her passion and write an early childhood book series that incorporates a biblical basis. Tune in to hear about Crystal's passion for education, how her Alphascripts book series builds a foundation in functionality, and why Johnny doesn't take investing lightly, even when it comes to his own family. Thanks for listening, and enjoy.
Today I have on the show my wife, Crystal Wimbrey, my best friend, Crystal Wimbrey. I met Crystal when I just turned 18. I met you on February the 6th-ish. February 6th of the year 1993. I turned 18 January 26th, 1993.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, wow, we go way back.
We go so far back.
And I want people to understand this. I'm an investor, and she's the hardest person, if you really, really want to understand, how we operate. She's the best person to understand my personality, but she's also the hardest person to sell me something.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to business.
Yeah.
And there's a reason. I want her to understand that I don't invest in anything unless I see the future potential for profits. I don't emotionally make investments. I may give emotionally, but when I give something, I don't see you as an investment. I don't have to ever see you again. That's the worst way you want to do business with me, is because I give you something with the hopes I never see you again. But when I invest in something, especially something I'm gonna have to see again, I'm not an easy sell. So what we're about to talk about, I want you to understand. I'm not an easy sell. I don't do fluff.
Nope.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not a fluff person.
Yeah.
Like, I can always find something on you that I like a beautiful hat.
Yeah.
That's my way of saying maybe there's something on you that I don't like. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about what I do like. I don't do fluff to make people feel good. I can always find a way to make you feel good with being transparent with who I am. This book, I'll go with this in order. This book, Alphascripts. She's the writer, the creator, the inspiration around the entire concept. And I'm going to talk very openly about kind of my ideas. And we've even gotten arguments about some of my ideas in the past, especially around this book, because it's not my baby. It's her baby. She pushed it out. But me being who I am, I want to nurture it. I want to build it up. I want to make it strong. I want to send it out to the world. This book, and I've told you this before, it is the most functional children's book I've ever seen. And remember, I don't do fluff. I never said it's the best children's book I've ever seen. It is the most functional. Why? Because I know that you told me where you came up with these concepts, but you never told me until it was done. I want to talk about the functionality of your first book, Alphascripts. We'll get to your second book in the series of what you're going to be doing. But I want to talk about how you came up with the actual concept, because there's a lot of things going on in this book. A lot. And you really don't realize it's going on until you get to the last page of the book.
Yeah.
And then you go back. It's like, wow. Even adults, you're like, wow, she took us on a ride without permission.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the book. How did you come up with, first of all, why a children's book?
Well, my whole reason for wanting to write a children's book is because for my first child, I seen that there was a lack of resources out there that had children's books that combined both biblical and academics.
Our first child.
It's
a real interview right now. She didn't even say our first, she said my first child. Okay, good.
That combined both. So you can maximize early childhood learning.
Okay. Early childhood learning.
Early learning.
Okay. So early childhood learning, you saw a gap somewhere in between, especially your first child, which was Psalm. She's 18. So 18 years ago, first time mom, and you just kind of saw a few gaps. Like, what are some of those gaps?
Well, some of the gaps, because you see a lot of ABC, A to Z books out there for children. Your A stands for Apple. And then you still have the little Bible, My First Bible, and Bible Stories for Kids. So you've seen one of each. And in my mind, I thought, why not combine them both at the same time? Instead of teaching them about an apple, teach them about Abraham while you're talking about the letter A.
Okay. So the purpose of education, the introduction to fundamentals as a child.
Yeah.
But you also put a why behind it. The WHY.
Yeah.
So when you find that why, that creates more of a passion, and you can tell it's tied to you. So scripturally is very important.
Yes.
For children to at least get fundamental scriptures from your personal belief system. So I also think...
And you say personal belief system, but I want to also add onto biblical, it's character building, it's teaching how to respect yourself,
historical
love yourself,
figures.
and teach in how to teach a child how to respect themselves and respect others, and self-love, which that's outside of... can be outside. It is Christian, but it's stuff that you're instilling like morals and integrity and character.
There you go. Morals. That's a really good point because I think we all need more morals. Our kids need more morals.
Yeah.
And people ask us all the time, and this is not a joke, like your kids are so respectful.
Yes, I know.
And I'm like, I know they are. And it's like, no, you don't understand. They just tell us stories of things that happen.
Yeah.
And I love my kids. I love our kids. I love what we've been able to create in them. But they're not good kids because they wanted to be good kids. Like, it's not like they woke up one day and said, hey, I'm just going to be a good child. Yeah. Children aren't wired that way. Children are wired to, go to the boundaries and push the limits and see what they can get away with. Mm-hmm. There are principles that we've taught from day one.
Right.
Which have created the character into our kids. So walk us through A, B, and C.
Okay.
Now, I want you to look into the camera, and I'm not for me. Okay. I really want you to walk the people through A, B, and C like you're doing a read-in. I've seen you do read-ins before in big groups. So tens of thousands of people. Walk them through A, B, and C.
Okay. The letter A. A is for Abraham. God told Abraham that he would be the father of many nations, and he was a believer. And at the bottom it says, this is a hand sign for the letter A.
Okay, I'm going to stop real quick because here's what I really want you to see the functionality of this. So A is the very next page, right? Or the very first page.
Yes.
And then A is for Abraham. Abraham is a historical figure. People always, we know the story of Abraham, right? And if you don't, maybe you should know. And it says, God told Abraham that he would be the father of many nations, and he was a believer. Believer is italicized in bold. Yeah. So what does that tell you? Believer, but B, right? So what do you think the next page is going to start with? So there's already things functionality-wise that's picking up, leaving off, picking up, leaving off, picking up, leaving off, which I think is brilliant. And at the very bottom it says, this is the hand sign for the letter A. So... moral scriptures.
Yes.
Alphabet.
Yes.
Leading to the next, which is B. Mm-hmm. But on the same page, they're also learning sign language.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sign language.
So, and there's an airplane flying through the letter A.
Yes.
And on the page, the display page.
Let's see.
I want you to pay attention. It's an artist.
You have an artist.
You see an alligator. So we won't give it all right now.
The next page
Most people don't catch it this early on, just giving you a sneak peek. Go ahead.
So now we have B. B is for believer.
Ah, wow. B. B is for believer.
Believers love God with all their heart, soul, and mind, and they are his children.
Italicized children. C, children.
Yes.
So you can see where it's going.
Yes. This is a hand sign for the letter B.
There we go.
Okay.
How'd I do? Passing the test.
Right, you got it.
On the page, you'll see a boy, you'll see a ball, you'll see the beach, you'll see birds. Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
And remember, functionality. Right? And I'm an investor, so I'm looking at this and I'm going, wow, you got something here. Yeah. And then I'm going to tell you some ideas I had to help it evolve in just a second. But I want to talk about C. Let's go
and
C.
So we have C. C is for children. Children of God who follow him and share his truth are his disciples.
Disciples, students. Disciples, the letter D. Italicized.
Yes.
And this is the letter, here's the sign language for letter C. Or that way.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's ABC. Then, go ahead and close that one up.
Okay.
Now, my company produced these books. Wimbrey Training Systems, we own all the rights to it. It's a series. I see it becoming an app. I see it becoming a lot of different things. And here's kind of where we started getting into an argument. I'm like, babe, you got something good. It's not just one book. It's not just two books. It's not just books. You have something that's a series. It's something that can be generationally passed down, and it's a brand too. So I'm like, it should be Kid Alpha.
Oh, yeah.
She wanted to do Alphascripts. And, you can see that she won. Alphascripts is on everything, right? But I said, Alphascripts is the book. But Kid Alpha is more like ABC Mouse. You know what I'm saying? It's not just math.
Yeah.
So now you got under the umbrella of Kid Alpha. So I went, you don't even probably know this, but I logged down the domain name kidalpha.com. I've logged down alphascripts.com, everything that you can think of around this concept, because I don't just see it as a book.
Alpha.
So Kid Alpha presents Alphascripts.
Okay.
Kid Alpha presents, the game, the board game, the apps, or whatever it is. And it's all under the umbrella of kids who are learning things with a purposeful moral base. I love that. Yeah. So, Alphascripts, 1, 2, 3s of the Bible. Mm-hmm. This is hot off the press, just released. I don't think we've done an official book signing for this yet, have we?
Not yet. It's coming.
Yeah. So let's talk about your second book of the series, Kid Alpha presents Alphascripts, 1, 2, 3s, the ABCs of the Bible, or whatever.
The 1, 2, 3s of the Bible.
1, 2, 3s of the Bible.
At that early childhood education usually, was the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, shapes, colors. So I thought it was important to go ahead and add the numbers, which you can do a lot of fun things with the numbers too with Bible stories. So the number 1, there's one Son of God. God gave his one and only Son, Jesus Christ, to bring love and salvation to the world. And a fun fact is most people don't know that when we do numbers with our hands, we say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's actually hand sign for numbers, and they're not what we think they are.
Okay.
So I thought, we can go ahead and add the hand sign for it. So this is 1. We all typically do 1, but this really is 1. But as you was going,
so you're learning sign language. You still got the flow of sign language. You're learning, Christian values.
Yes.
And this particular book, the theme is like a production.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kids doing a play.
It's the whole book is about a theater and a play. All right.
So you have a little boy. He's dressed up like Jesus Christ, because he's one Son of God. And then we have the number 2 parents. Yeah. Joseph and Mary are the 2 earthly parents of baby Jesus, who was born one holy night in Bethlehem. And this is a sign for the number 2, which is 2.
Okay. So we had 2 parents.
Yeah.
So we're building a foundation. You're learning numbers, the whole 9 yards. Let's go to number 3.
Okay.
And is there a game in the back of this book too? I don't want to give it away.
What did we talk about the game?
No. I told him there's one in the back of the book.
Yeah,
I don't want to give it away.
This one. Okay, this one.
To me, that's the functionality value.
Yes, 3 gifts for baby Jesus. When wise men came from afar to worship the baby Jesus, they brought 3 gifts of gold, fragrance, and oil to him, because they heard he was sent from the God to save the world. So
he was sent.
Yeah, he was sent from God to save the world. This is the hand sign for the number 3. This is not this. This is the actual number.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That was cool. So you have the 3 wise men.
The 3 wise men. So as you can see, her books have purpose and have functionality. And, as an entrepreneur, I'm looking at her product. I'm looking at what she has been able to create. And this is why, I wanted to debut our new show that we're going to be doing. You're going to see podcasts. We're going to be dropping stuff, throughout the week. But this is literally the launch of a new platform for Wimbrey Training Systems, Johnny Wimbrey, my show. So who else better to start with than my very own wife and my business partner, Crystal Wimbrey. But how do they get in touch with you or access to the books? And if someone's watching who runs a daycare or, is a part of a school, or maybe they're the dean of a private school, whatever it is, how would can they contact you and you'll go do a read?
Oh, absolutely. At alphascripts.com. It's just alphascripts.com.
And there's a contact page there?
Yes. There's a contact page, and you can reach me through there.
Okay, and we'll put the subscript here so you can read it, alphascripts.com. And we'll also put your social media links and how do people get in touch with you on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Do you want to tell them now, or?
Instagram would be Crystal Wimbrey, and so is Facebook.
Okay, Crystal Wimbrey.
Yeah.
So that's a cool last name you got.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, congratulations. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. You are a hard sell, so I knew when he was on board and ready to be
and I wasn't easily on board.
Investor. No, he wasn't.
Yeah. And I was even willing to go get other people to invest if I didn't see the vision, I was still going to help her, but I'd not maybe help her.
Yeah.
And I would recommend, even if she wanted to spend her own money on it, I don't even do stuff like that. Like, I normally will get my company involved, and if I can't convince my company to get involved, then maybe there isn't something to be there.
Yeah.
So I kind of practice the exact same thing with you. Just because we have the resources doesn't mean we want to use them because we ate a burrito last night and we think we heard from God and it was really gas saying write the book, but we just want to make sure we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
So thank you, my love, for being.
You.
My first guest on our new show that you're going to help us come out with the title.
Yeah.
And how many times do you think Crystal should make an appearance on the show? And do you think she should have a regular segment on the show, like maybe Ask Crystal? Like, what if we were able to, let's ask Crystal. What does Crystal say? Send Crystal out on the streets and interview people.
Yeah.
To send us back with questions that we could take
That'll
live.
be fun.
So there's cool things that we want to do. We have a whole production team. Thanks to my producers who are behind the scenes right now, all the editing and all that stuff, and putting up with me. God bless you guys. This has been Johnny Wimbrey.
Thanks for listening to Masters of Wealth. To find out more about Crystal, follow her on Instagram @CrystalWimbrey and check out her website at www.alphascripts.com. To learn more about Johnny, check out his Instagram @Wimbrey, that's WIMBREY, and follow him on Facebook at facebook.com/Johnny Wimbrey. And to hear more episodes of Masters of Wealth, subscribe to the show on your favorite podcasting platform so that you can be the first to hear new episodes every single week. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.